All right. All right. I'm back. I'm back. This is the real stream. Now, if you couldn't tell by my last stream, it was glitchy as hell. Audio was trash. I mean, my internet was having an epileptic, seizure. I played I'm Sorry from Tyler the Creator. I'm sorry, not sorry to say how sorry I am for not streaming at 12 o'clock. I will be streaming at 1 o'clock every day now. So you could catch me there at 1 o'clock every day. If you don't catch me at 1 o'clock, catch me at 1:30, alright? 1:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 every single day. It's not going to last 30 minutes, of course, but those are the two times you can catch me. So you'll be able to catch me. I got 30 minutes in between each. Um, it's 1:39 right now. I started streaming at 1:30, but my internet was so bad. But anyway, let's get into it. We got more Reddit stories. If you haven't been here before for the last couple of streams, we've been doing Reddit stories. We were covering the Women's World Cup, but sadly, every African team, every Caribbean team, every team I was rooting for has gotten out except for Japan. Japan is probably gonna win. I'm not keeping up with it anymore. I don't care. I don't care anymore. After my teams lose, it's like when your favorite character leaves a show. It's like, damn, I guess the show's over. Um, man, man. All right, let's talk about these Reddit stories. So you guys leave in the comments whether these stories you think are real, whether you think they're fake. I'll share my thoughts on it, whether it's real or fake. Most of these stories are going to be over exaggerations, unbelievable tales, or just scripts really taken from the good old hub. So let's get into it. Discord, hold on, Discord
Reddit. What
story.
happened when you paid a woman for intercourse, and how much did it cost? I was in the heart of
Hold on,
Thailand.
hold on, hold on. We're on
Then a
Discord.
Reddit? How did you lose your gamer virginity? Okay, guys, don't make fun of me for this, but I was chatting with a girl over Discord that I really liked. We video
Chat. I feel like talking to somebody over Discord is like talking to somebody over Craigslist. This definitely. I don't know. I can't really say this didn't happen, but as a teenager, flying to the Philippines, flying across country, is I it yeah, I couldn't imagine myself flying cross country for some pussy. Flying across the globe for some pussy. That's crazy.
was heading into a trap. You see, the girl I was talking to said that her age was 19 over Discord, but I was about to be in a world of shock. When I arrived at customs, I took a taxi over to her residence, and she looked
She chat. Yeah, it. Hold on, let me check my stream because my internet is still acting funky like a monkey. Funky like a monkey, man. Uh, Funky like a monkey. Let me check my stream real quick. Oh
19
wow.
over Discord, but I was about to be in a world of shock. When I arrived at customs, I took a taxi over to her residence, and she looked
Hello. Chat. Yeah, you know, it. Let me check my stream because my internet is still acting funky like a monkey. Funky like a monkey, man. Uh, Funky like a monkey. Let me check my stream real quick. First I went from pro, now I'm going to pop. Let's see if it does anything. Oh
19
wow.
over Discord, but I was about to be in a world of
Look at that
shock. When I
audio.
arrived at customs, I took a taxi over to her residence, and she looked
Hello. Chat.
Hello?
Yeah, Damn. It. Let me check my stream. Okay, let me stop this. This is crazy. That's some crazy shit. Let me just look at my stream real quick. I'm gonna play the video without me talking real quick.
a lot older than 19, maybe like in her mid-20s. So I asked her if she was lying about her age, and she said yes because she was scared that I wouldn't want.
Okay. Let's be 100% percent honest with ourselves real quick. When he said she said she was 19 and she lied about her age, uh Discord is, It is world renowned, known for their EDPs. World renowned. It's known for their EDPs that be on their site. So when he said, "Oh man, you don't look at all like 19," I don't believe she said she was 19, man.
To date her. I said that I accepted her for what she is, and we started making out, and I pounded those Asian booty cheeks like there was.
Yeah. That didn't happen. That did not happen. That anytime a story like starts with "I pounded those," anytime they add booty cheeks to the story, it does not happen. I don't know why they lie like this, but they always do. Bruce Lee jumped out of the fridge, gave me $1 million, and everyone clapped. The realest Reddit story. You can't get any realer, and it's hard to find an actual real Reddit story. Yesterday, at the end of our stream, we did find the actual real Reddit story, but most of these stories are going to be very much fan
Reddit.
fiction.
What happened when you paid a woman for intercourse, and how much did it cost? I was in the heart of Thailand with an itch that needed scratching. I had been there for a month, and let's just say the sightseeing wasn't the only thing getting me excited. With my curiosity piqued, I decided to explore a more risque side of the local culture. Walking in, I was greeted by a shrewd-looking dude who offered me a menu of options. It felt like I was ordering from a naughty fast food joint. But hey, when in Rome, right? He told me I had the option to upgrade my experience, with each additional woman costing an extra $1,000. Feeling a surge of adventure, I decided to go all out and got the package of 5. He said, "Hey buddy, if you want some early 20-year-olds, it'll cost you an extra $2,000. Now, I'm not proud of my decision, but in that moment, my wild side got the better of me, and I agreed to the extra charge. I busted
y'all paying $2,000 for the? Oh no, but
fattest load and all of them Asian booty cheeks, and they all sucked.
Okay. Like I said before, the telltale sign of booty, when you add booty cheeks to a story, is not real, man. Literally, the dude went for sex tourism and then tried to play it off like he was there for the sights. You didn't come here, dude. No one goes there and spends what you spend, like at the very least $12,000 just now, and you came there for the sightseeing in Thailand. What sites did you see? You didn't come. You were sex tourism, bro. You're
I also
weird.
played charades with them for a while. Then I laid them all down on their butts and played xylophone with their cheeks. It was definitely an experience. Part 2 in comment. Reddit. What happened when
I don't
you
need
paid
a
a
part
woman
2. No one asked for
Men
part
of Reddit.
2. No one even
How did
asked
your
for
life
part 1,
change when
honestly.
you went transgender for a week? I decided to go transgender for a week to get Reddit. What happened when you paid a woman for intercourse, and how much did it cost?
Hold on.
Men of Reddit, how did your life change when you went transgender for a week? I decided to go transgender for a week to give myself a shot at joining the pool party. I was beyond thrilled to be included and was brimming.
Chat. Now he's going to you see at the beginning of the story, it sounds sort of believable, right? Now he's going to diverge into the absolute. He's going to say some wild shit right now, chat. He's going to say some wild shit, some unbelievable shit, and I don't know why they do this. I don't know why. But they do. They simply do.
Excitement. But then something unexpected happened. One of the girls noticed my enthusiasm and pulled me aside, saying I was making them feel uncomfortable. Now let me clarify something. I never intended to make anyone uncomfortable or cause any distress. I was just stimulated by seeing all these gorgeous girls in their tight swimsuits. A few days passed, and I had an affair with one of the girls on the team, and I got kicked out about a week after. Does that mean the girl was gay or straight? Men of Reddit, how did your life change when you went trans? Reddit, what is your weirdest case of I stuck it inside the wrong hole? It all happened during a wild trip.
I'm not.
Men of Reddit, what happened when you slipped in the shower while another dude was in there with you? It was a few years back during a long camping trip. After a grueling 12-hour hike, we stumbled upon a rundown shack in the middle of nowhere. Now this shower had a peculiar quirk. It only worked if one person held down the handle while the other person showered. My friend Nick and I decided to take our chances and hopped in for a much-needed cleanse. Everything was going fine until, out of the blue, Nick started experiencing some unexpected excitement down there. Yep, he got...
Yeah, and that's where the shower ends, buddy. That's where the shower ends, buddy. You're clean. Get the hell out, bro. Get the hell out. I don't know why you need my help. Use a stick. Use something else, man. That's where the shower ends for me.
Got hard while we were taking a shower together. As fate would have it, I slipped on a slippery bar of soap, and before I knew it, Nick's little soldier launched itself skyward. And where did it land? Right in my unsuspecting rump. Men of Reddit, what was your worst hookup experience?
Yeah. You see, in Reddit, you have a lot of fantasies. We haven't met that one yet. So now we had a lot of straight fantasies, mostly professor, schoolgirl. We had just a minute ago, we had some sex tourism. Last stream, we were having some crazy, crazy fantasies that people were expelling on Reddit and acting like they were true stories. You know what I'm saying? These crazy fantasies. Now we have some. Now we got, you know what I'm saying, some other type of fantasies, some gay fantasies. Shaq Middle of Nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Shaq Middle of Nowhere. But somehow they have running water, right? Because somebody's still paying the fucking water bill on that shit, right? So they still have running water, and but it had a little quirk. Chat, it had a little quirk. Shock Middle of Nowhere. God knows what the water is. You know what I'm saying? Could be spewing out lead for all we know. You know, straight battery acid coming out from the faucet. But we're gonna go take a shower. We're gonna take a cleanse. But it had a little quirk, chat. It had a little quirk. One of you have to hold down the little nozzle so I could go take a shower. But the thing is, we don't want to waste water, chat. We both have to be naked. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your clothes on and me have my clothes off, and then it just makes it weird. So we're both naked in the shower. You're turning the nozzle. I'm trying to scrub up. And then what happened? I slipped on the bar of soap. Classic. You know, prison rules. So, you know what I'm saying? This is classic things that they tell you in prison. Don't slip on the soap. Don't slip up. Don't drop the soap. And guess what I did? I just slipped the hell up. And now what's happening? Bro, you see how that story just sounds so unbelievable, bro? See how I said that shit? See how that I said that? I don't even know why I told you that. We both heard the story. I don't even know why I came back and relived the story with you guys in it now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever doing that to you guys. I'll never do that shit again. I'm sorry for even putting myself in that story. I don't know what inspired them to tell these lies, and what inspired them are telling these stories. It never happens. Even if I were to slip and fall down, most of the time I'm either gonna land on my back or on my face. 9 out of 10 times, I just fall down. If I fall down, I'm going to land square on my back. I'm slamming my head against the floor. The story ends there. I gotta go to the hospital. I probably got tetanus because the shack was actually spewing out hot copper instead of water. You know what I'm saying?
Experience. Things started off okay, we were getting into it, but then trouble struck. I couldn't get hard. I mean, my soldier just refused to stand at attention no matter what I did. It was like my...
What story was this?
Men of Reddit. What happened when you slipped in the shower while another dude was in there with you?
No.
Men of Reddit, what was your worst hookup experience? Things started off okay, we were getting into it, but then trouble struck. I couldn't get hard. I mean, my soldier just refused to stand at attention no matter what I did. It was like my little buddy decided to take a nap at the worst possible time. But wait, it gets worse. Instead of being understanding, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Literally, she went for it, trying to salvage the situation by giving me a sucky. And here's the kicker, guys. My poor fella was already feeling defeated, so it was, less than impressive. There I was, feeling embarrassed and frustrated, and she was down there sucking on my soggy wiener like it was the tastiest popsicle she ever had. It was a total disaster, man. I couldn't help but cringe and wish the ground would swallow me whole. Needless to say, that hookup didn't end on a high note.
That sounds like a realistic story. This probably the only real thing on Reddit. Dude, this is actually probably the only real thing we've heard. Out of the 3 streams we've had with Reddit stories, this is probably the only real story we've heard, bro. Man, that sucks.
Men of Reddit, how did you hook up with your preschool teacher? So it was my 18th birthday, and I decided to treat myself to a new cologne.
Classic. classic, man. We've all done it before. Preschool teacher, you know what I'm saying? We were 18th birthday. We had new cologne. Preschool teacher couldn't help herself. You know what I'm saying? Like a wild animal seeing prey after weeks of food, no food, famine. They jumped on the chance.
Little did I know this trip would take an unexpected turn. As I entered the store, I noticed a familiar face behind the counter. It was my old elementary principal, Mr. Anderson. We started chatting, reminiscing about the good old days, and he seemed genuinely interested in catching up. Out of the blue, Mr. Anderson asked if I wanted to go to a club with him. Surprised but intrigued, I agreed. There on the stage,
Of course, man. You know how it be. 18th teacher, we seen him for the first time. Instead of asking, how are you? Go to the club.
Was my old preschool teacher. She had traded her teaching career for a life of dancing. I couldn't help but feel a rush of emotions as memories flooded back. I decided to buy a dance from her, partly out of curiosity and partly out of nostalgia. One thing led to another.
What nostalgia? What nostalgia? What nostalgia? Was in preschool she was dancing on you before? Like, what nostalgia are you going to get?
Before I knew it, we were making out passionately.
Yeah, okay. You know what? This is a classic, this is a classic turn of events. You know what I'm saying? Already. Either they come on to you with no hesitation, you know what I'm saying? With no explanation, nothing to lead or insinuate that she ever found you attractive, but she just does, you know what I'm saying? She always does. Since you were small, you know what I'm saying? Since you were a little jit. She knew you're going to grow up and become, you know what I'm saying, the person you are today. And that was just called an early investment. Oh, man. Man, that's crazy. Let's check the comments. Most realistic Reddit posts? Yeah. That's enough YouTube shorts for tonight. Oh, my gosh. I knew the booty lines
were going to come. We left the club together, hand in hand, and I took her back to my place. I spent that night clapping her Latina booty cheeks.
Yeah. The second they add booty cheeks to the story, it all of a sudden, like, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Like, no story begins with all of a sudden. I've never heard a real story that has all of a sudden in it. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a real story, a person tell me a real story that happened to them where all of a sudden and booty cheeks are in it, bro. I've never heard somebody say, man, it was all of a sudden and then I was clapping booty cheeks. That does not happen. Who does that? No one in the history of the world has said all of a sudden in clapping booty cheeks in the same sentence. And it being real and not a lie.
For privates. I am a 17-year-old high schooler, and when I was about to do the spanky with my girlfriend, I saw that she hadn't shaved down there. Plus, she had hairy legs. This was a huge turnoff to be at the time, so I devised the perfect plan to get my revenge. I had gotten my hands on some hair serum that is usually meant to...
What revenge? What revenge? This is what I'm confused about. You're trying to get revenge. Spite her for what? Not shaving? You can ask her to shave. What is this revenge you're looking for? Holy crap! A person that doesn't even know that you would find that unattractive. Now you're applying revenge against them? I'm out here wearing a green shirt and you're like, oh man, green is my least favorite color. So this is how I'm plotting revenge against you. I had no idea.
Bald men grow back their hair.
I don't even know who you are.
Version that would make her hair all over her body spiral out of control. The person who dealt me it told me that her opening would look like Chewbacca's third cousin in a few weeks. So I poured some into her cereal one night and waited for the effects to take place.
In her cereal. I'm pretty... All right.
A few weeks later, she started feeling very hormonal and energetic, and I wondered if it was an effect of the serum. Then one time while we were on a date, a clump of hair fell out onto the ground. It was kind of gross, but I knew the serum was working. The problem is that apparently the guy said that there would be some side effects that he wasn't anticipating. He said, bring your girlfriend to the dog groomer as soon as possible before serious problems are faced. So I put her on a
not a barber, a dog groomer.
Leash and spank that big booty, and she yelps. After I check her in,
Yes, in the beginning, honestly. He really didn't have me in the beginning and or middle. There was really no part in that whole conversation.
How did you convince a gay girl to have intercourse with you? I was about 15 and in high school.
You know how it be. 15 in high school. All of a sudden,
Men of Reddit, how did you convince a gay...
Chat, leave in the comments How many? Do you think this story is going to end in all of a sudden big booty cheeks, or this is going to be an actual realistic story? You know what I'm saying? The other one, him just not being able to perform on time. Hey, that happens to people sometimes. So that's a realistic story. Now this one right here, do you think it's going to have a all of a sudden, or be an actual realistic story? I think it's going to have an all
girl
of a
to have
sudden.
intercourse with you. I was about 15 and
I
in
think it's
high
gonna have
school,
big
and all
booty
my
cheeks.
friends were bragging about how they were losing their virginity. Keep in mind that I go to a middle to upper class school. I had a huge crush on a girl in my math class. Let's call her Sarah. She had these enormous honkers, and I just knew
Yeah, okay, never mind. You see, my bad. Another thing on the list. Okay, we got all of a sudden, right? Write this down. We have big booty cheeks. Then we have honkers. Anytime a story has any of these three phrases, God forbid they have them all wrapped up into one sentence. The lie of hell is about to take place. When somebody says she had enormous and then uses the word honkers, the lie of hell is about to take place.
that she was the one for me. I could even see her giant lips through the indent of her pants. Anyways, I later found out that she was gay and strictly only dated white girls. Only one problem: I was Asian and a male. I was so desperate that I decided to go full James Charles mode that week to convince her that I was one of the LGBT. She saw my rainbow clothes and befriended me, and we quickly started talking. She said that she was having a party this weekend and that I should come. So being the desperate teen I am, I agree. On the day of the party, I put on a fancy suit and cologne, which would be sure to attract her. Halfway through the party, she gets a bit tipsy from a little bit of stuff, and I knew it was my turn to make a move. She is on the couch next to me, and I just start making out with her. I lay down the pipe, clap her cheeks, and came in her big butt. Suddenly, the cops
Yeah,
enter. Men are
suddenly. You know what I'm saying? It did have both elements. It did have both elements. Now we have God forbid they had all three: honkers, booty cheeks, and all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, the cops enter the room. Most realistic red story. He did convince her. He took advantage of a truck. Yeah, 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 yeah. Most of the time, redditors will say these things out of porn shoots and think they're the most craziest and people are gonna give them praise, when actually half the shit they say are criminal offenses. You know what I'm saying? Half the shit redditors convince themselves are normal actions that people undergo on an everyday basis are actually criminal offenses that should give you life in prison. You know, uh, but who's gonna tell them?
What is the most epic high school prank that was pulled off successfully in history? One day, a kid hatched a plan so audacious, it still blows my mind to this day. He decided
Chat. Leave it down. Is it gonna have honkers? Is it gonna have all of a sudden? Is it gonna have big booty cheeks? Right now, at Epic Prank, I don't see it surmising to any of these things. I don't see how it could involve big booty cheeks. I don't see how it could involve all of a sudden. I really don't see how it could go to these routes.
to set
Or
up our
honkers.
unsuspecting principal on a date with an underage student.
Yeah. Now I see it. Yeah. Now I see it. Now I can see it. Yep.
I know it sounds insane, but just wait. Dave and his crew managed to find a girl who was willing to play along. They convinced the principal.
See. These are the things with Redditors. They tell lies and they make them see like, man, this is insane. But don't worry, she was in on it. This is a criminal offense.
That she was of legal age, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. The stage was set. On the night of the date, tensions were running high. Dave and his team watched from a distance, nervously waiting for the moment when their prank would unfold. And then it happened. As the principal and the girl got intimate, the doors burst open and in stormed the authorities. It turns out Dave had tipped off the police beforehand, ensuring the prank would play out to its full extent. Needless.
See, they said this was a prank, right? It's like me burning down and murdering your whole family and then telling you about it and talking about how the prank pulled off to its fullest extent. That wasn't a prank. That's you're doing
Chaos ensued.
You're
the
doing
principal
criminal
was caught
shit.
red-handed, and the girl tearfully revealed her true age. It was a spectacle unlike anything our school had ever witnessed. The fallout from the prank was massive. The principal faced legal consequences, his career in ruins. Dave and his crew became both infamous and revered among the student body. They had achieved the impossible, leaving an indelible mark on What is the most epic high school prank that was pulled off
Nah.
successfully in history? One day, a kid
Oh
had
my gosh. Yeah. It's just the prank. The prank, dude. The prank. The prank is absolutely insane. The prank is that
I
don't
made a big
don't allow
mistake.
the
I was
chat.
excited.
Don't allow these criminals. Don't if you ever have a son like this, you know what I'm saying. I would deport them to the you know what I'm saying a war torn country because at least then they have a better chance surviving out there in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying out there with actual murderers and serial killers and psychopaths because these people in a built normal society cannot survive, cannot live in this society. You know what I'm saying? They think doing criminal shit is okay. I robbed your whole family and murdered them. Prank! Prank! That wasn't a prank, bro. You just. What? You ruined my life. And then you said prank afterwards. That's not a prank.
And hooked up with a married woman. I hooked up with a woman at a bar last weekend.
Okay.
What is the most epic high school prank that was pulled off successfully? I made a big mistake. I was excited and hooked up with a married woman. I hooked up with a woman at a bar last weekend. I'm not normally into the one-night stand thing or hookup culture, but I was excited and
Okay, chat. Is this story gonna have honkers all of a sudden or big booty? Because those three are gonna institute the lie of hell. This doesn't sound so far-fetched in the beginning.
We went back to her place and did the deed. And after we were done, I took a shower and was getting dressed when she says to me, "You need to hurry. My husband just texted me and he's going to be here soon." I was shocked because she said nothing about being married. I said, "You have a husband. What the F?" She seemed shocked and said, "Is it a problem for you?" I said, "Yes." And even though we exchanged numbers that I didn't want to see her again. Well, on Monday I searched her name on Facebook, found her husband and sent him a quick message. I told him that we hooked up last weekend and that she wasn't wearing a ring, and I didn't know she was married and we made love in his bed and that she told me after. I told him I was very sorry, and if I had known, I never would have slept with her, and he's welcome to punch me out if he sees me. He messaged me.
The biggest dork I've ever seen. The biggest dork I've ever seen. Oh, well, I slept with your wife. Sir, I'm here to tell you something. I unfortunately slept with your wife, but she was not wearing a ring. And you're welcome to punch me out if you see me or ever come across my path. I'm sorry to inform you of your wife's infidelity. Alright, buddy. I might smash your wife, but I'm definitely not letting you beat me up, bro. That's not gonna happen. You're not beating my ass.
Said he had a feeling she's been sleeping around and that he appreciated me telling him, and that because I didn't know. He's not upset with me. He said he's going to confront her in a couple of days. Today she texted me and was angry that I told her husband and that he's filing for divorce. I made a big mistake. I
don't even know why people stay in relationships just to cheat. I have no idea. I have no idea why people stay in relationships just to cheat. It seems like extra work. You know what I'm saying? It seems like extra work. You know, instead of just breaking things off and then sleeping with a bunch of different people, you're sleeping with a bunch of different people and having to lie. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to hide and sneak around and talk about, oh, I have to work late. It's like, dude, you work at McDonald's. The fuck you mean you have to work late? I'm like, and then you're doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about sneaking around and all this shit. We could just break things off with that person and then sleep with whoever. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to cheat. It does not make sense. It literally is. Literally, there's no point. If you don't like the person, just tell them I don't like you. And then mess with anybody you want. You know.
A girl comes up to you and asks, "Pretend we're friends. I'm being followed. What would you do?" Once in a bar years ago, a girl approached me from behind and urged me.
Dude, okay, a girl comes up to you, chat, and then she says, "Pretend." Dude, it really depends on who's following you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, call me a pussy, right? Call me whatever. Call me a pussy. Call me whatever. But damn it, I'll be damned if I'm gonna end up on the 6 o'clock news because I want to be your damn friend. You know what I'm saying? Be a friend for the night. Nah, champ. Nah, champ. Hey, God forbid I turn up into an involuntary organ donor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing, bro. Depending on who's following you, let it be a level 3 Reddit, let it be a level 10 Redditor. You know what I'm saying? A level 100 Reddit boss. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it. I'll fake being your boyfriend. I'll fake being your friend. It doesn't matter to me. But let it be somebody like the mafia after you, Yakuza, cartel. Bro, I don't know you. I don't know you. Get away from me. Get away from me. Holy shit, get away from me. If they're after your ass, they after your ass. Don't talk to me. I'm gonna start be like, oh hell no. Oh hell
I
no.
said, pretend to be my boyfriend,
You
please.
gonna end up in that damn barrel, not me.
Please, she pleaded, as I noticed an angry guy pushing his way through the crowd towards us. I swiftly put my arm over her shoulder and made eye contact with him. She was visibly trembling and he slowed down a bit. I'm a tall guy, standing at 6'4".
Damn, he is pretty tall. Dude, I ain't gonna hold you. I do. It's different. I do running after you. Oh, I don't
And weighing
know.
240 pounds. I simply glared at him. We were standing at the bar. He was approaching from behind while she stood to my left, staring straight ahead with her back to him. Looking at him over my left shoulder, I gave him a questioning gaze as he came to a halt. He mumbled something I couldn't hear over the music and walked away. After a minute, she stopped shaking, expressed her gratitude, and left. And that was it. A girl comes up to you and asks, pretend.
Hey, that's a realistic Reddit story. That's a realistic Reddit story. Dude, that's a
What is
realistic Reddit
socially
story. Honestly. Hey, W man for playing along. What is a socially accept? What is socially accepted when you are beautiful, but not accepted when you're ugly? Uh, being a supermodel.
Accepted when you are beautiful, but not accepted when you are ugly. Merely existing and engaging in conversations becomes a matter of social approval. There is an individual at my workplace named Sean who happens to be quite unfortunate in terms of looks. He wears a red hat and has a bald head, but surprisingly his hair is long on the sides and back. Sean neglects to trim his nose hairs, and his face is constantly flushed with a protruding belly. Additionally, he tends to linger around desks and engage in excessive conversations. However, it's not uncommon for many of us to overstay our welcome at someone's cubicle or engage in lengthy chats. Nevertheless, everyone at work perceives him as creepy. Contrary to these assumptions, Sean is actually a kind and pleasant person. He fits the description of a nerdy, middle-aged car enthusiast. Based on his extensive list of friends on Facebook, it seems he has a social life outside of work, but he has very few friends in the workplace. I occasionally engage in conversation with him, and he's genuinely a nice guy. When I visited his desk, he mentioned that I was the first person to do so. It's truly unfortunate that people perceive him in such a negative light.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of people like there's a lot of perceptions just based off your looks, man. People perceive you as good, or you know what I'm saying. They perceive you as an honest person, or something like this, just based off how you look. And most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but I met some people like some outcast looking people, like people that are like ugly. I don't really consider anybody ugly necessarily, because if I have to consider you ugly, that means I mean you would literally have to be unsightly to me. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it actually I'm gonna vomit looking at you. You know what I'm saying? I haven't met anybody like that in my life. I'm gonna be honest. I met some people that I didn't find attractive, but I wouldn't call them ugly. Um, yeah, man. I met some people that are like kind of like nerdy built, but it's like, nerds are cool, man. Nerds are cool, especially when they have your interest. Oh my gosh, bro. I like hanging out with nerds. I'm a nerd, bro. I'm nerdy. I'm like into nerdy shit.
What was the biggest plot twist in your life? I married a girl who implied she would delete herself if she was without me. I hopped on a
Oh hell no, chat! If somebody ever threatens you with that, that's a false threat. That is a false threat. Never feel bad for what other people do, man. Never feel bad for what other people do, especially when they threaten to delete themselves. You have spent 18 years of your life without me. You've spent so many years of your life without me. Now, when if I leave you, not saying I'm going to delete, but if I leave you, go somewhere else to be with whomever, you're going to delete yourself, bro. You're going to delete yourself, bro. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Do it, do it. Honestly, do it, dude. you mentally you need to see I'm gonna be honest, you need to see a therapist, you need to see a psychologist. But if you gonna threaten me with something of your self harm, I don't care. In GTA, I do not care. I do not care. I do care, bro. I have survived 19 years of my life without you. I will survive many more. You're not the center of my universe. If you think your absence is going to affect my life in any type of way, it does not. Deleting yourself affects me none. The sun will rise, the rain will fall. Your life will be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Cavalcade of abuse and infidelity for 10 years, punctuated with her stints in an institution. I was so stressed out by her that I would literally get heart palpitations before she came home from any of these stays. Luckily, I was bailed out when she fell in love with her best friend and took off. I filed for divorce, which took another year because my spiteful ex wanted to punish me by delaying her signature. Borderline
Wow.
personality disorder
Dude,
is not
I've seen people do this shit too. Delay their signature on a divorce. It's like, dude, you're such a loser, man. You're such a loser. I know there's different scenarios where you're trying to delay your signature, try and get a better deal out of the divorce, and I understand those. Those are perfectly reasonable. But I know some other people that are just like delaying their signature because they don't want to be not married to you or being spiteful. Dude, you're a loser. You're a dweeb. You know that? You know that? You're a real
fun.
geek.
There is a happy ending, however. The divorce finally went through and I decided to take a little in-town vacation. I got a nice hotel room and treated myself to an elaborate dinner. When I had finished my fantastic meal, I gushed to the waiter that it was the best I'd eaten. She told me that the chef was available if I wanted to meet her. Being the Irish gabber that I am,
Meet her. No, I'm playing.
I gladly accepted. A few minutes later, the chef came to my table and we had what could only be described as a love at first sight moment. I'm not even sure what we said to each other, if anything, at first. I asked if she was free after her shift and we have been together ever since. What was the biggest plot
I had coconut water in my mouth. Yep. Yep. Classic Reddit story, you know what I'm saying? And later, the chef turns out to be the missing princess, kidnapped as a child by Gordon Ramsay, and was using her for magical cooking skills to build his empire and rule the world. You know, classic story. It happens to all of us at least once in our lifetime. They're right. To get a man's heart is through his stomach. Yeah, if you want an obese fat dude.
What's the biggest
Nah,
screw up you
I'm
made that
capping.
was fixed?
Dude, if you could cook real well, that's a very attractive trait. It doesn't matter if you're like if you're a man and you cook real well, you're gonna attract a lot of girls. If you're a girl and if you could cook real well, you're gonna attract a lot of dudes. Dude, cooking real well is a very very good skill. You know what I'm saying? Along with art and I don't know what skill will you have? I guess it depends. Being very strong, I don't know. To me, that seems like it's an all right skill to have, but it's only good because you can only show it off in the gym. Really, I'm going to be 100% real. There's rarely times where you're going to be strong enough to show that off in real life. Like, unless you're able to lift the car, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, I don't even know. There's rarely going to be times where you show that off in real life, unless you have, like, a lot of muscles. And to me, I don't want, like, I don't want, I don't want a girl with a lot of muscles. If she has muscles on her, that's fine. If she doesn't, I just have to find her attractive. That's end of story. Let's move on. What's the biggest screw up you made that was fixed before anyone knew about it? Damn.
Fixed before anyone knew about it. When I was 15, I tried to bake a carrot cake, and I think I misread how much carrots to put and ended up with maybe 10x the amount of carrots you're supposed to make. Whatever I did, it became the mushiest cake ever. Guests were
Damn.
already coming, and in a stroke of genius, I told my mom's friends, since 2 of you are bringing your babies along, I made it extra soft for them. I also reduced the sugar and increased the carrots to make it healthier. My parents' friends kept going on about what a thoughtful, sweet kid I am, baking a cake
Wow.
especially with babies in mind. The weird thing was, the babies were hooked on the cake. One of the moms kept
Hey, this is one of a red story that's actually decent. You know what I'm saying? He used his lying power for good and not evil. You know what I'm saying? He used his lying power to actually tell a realistic story. If it's real, I think it's real. I think it happened. It sounds like it did happen because it's something that I could have done easily, not knowing how much carrots and shit to put in. But yeah, this is a wholesome story. You know what I'm saying? He used his lying power for good and not evil. Instead of making fan fiction, he made somebody's
Kept
day.
calling my mom for the next few months, asking if I have time to bake that cake again. I did try to replicate it, but I just couldn't, so I kept pretending I was too busy. I met her kid again when she was 11, and apparently one of her earliest memories was eating that cake. Her mom told me I was the one who baked it for her, so she was really excited to meet me, because in her memories it's some mind-blowingly awesome cake that no cake has ever compared to. I had to burst her bubble and tell her what really happened. What's the big
Yeah, at some point you gotta tell her like kick is so good it gave the kid consciousness. Dude, when you unlock consciousness for the first time, I know people would be like, "What are you talking about?" Dude, there's a moment in time in your life when you're like a little kid where you just see everything and you realize like I can see, I can feel, I can smell. Like you unlocked all five senses. You're not just going through life like a damn NPC anymore. You finally unlocked the player base mode. You know what I'm saying? Where you could control your own character. Made a cake so good it caused the child to gain self awareness on accident, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wholesome. That's what I'm saying. That's a wholesome story. That's a wholesome Reddit story.
What was the stupidest thing you've seen a grown adult get angry over? Once I encountered a woman who brought two children.
Dude, a grown adults. Dude, I feel like old people don't deserve the right to get angry anymore. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, dude, you're close to death. You need to make peace with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need to find peace and harmony with yourself. You can't be affording to get angry at little shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because any moment now you could pass away, and then that anger in your heart will linger. You know? Um, I feel like, dude, old people get upset about a lot of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Aged between
stupid shit.
5 and 8 to the pop-up Halloween store where I worked. She allowed them to use her debit card to buy whatever they wanted. However, the son immediately lost the debit card. In a fit of rage, the mother stormed into the store, screaming at the top of her lungs, accusing me specifically of stealing the card. She believed
I'm gonna be, and this is the problem with old people. They accuse people of doing shit, and it sounds so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like one time, right? I used to work at Walgreens, and this lady, she had gotten a phone call at the same time I had gotten a phone call. Some scammer, it was like one of those, what was it? Scam likely calls that I had gotten. I just hanged up the phone, and then she looked at me and she was like, why did you pick up your phone?" I said to hang it up because I had a call. You know what I'm saying? Um, she was like, well, I have read on the news. This is the problem with old fucks. They, you know what I'm saying? They believe any bullshit you tell them. I believe old people and babies are damn near comparable in intelligence. You know what I'm saying? It used to be old people are not all old people. I'm not saying all old people are like babies, but there's some old people. I'm not talking about mentally ill old people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about people that have schizophrenia, dementia, those shit. I feel bad for those old people because at one point, you know what I'm saying, you really can't prevent that shit. But I'm saying like old people, like she is so fucking delusional. You know what I'm saying? You think if she thought I was scamming her and taking her bank information. Uh, Basically the story, she was like, yeah, she was accusing me of stealing her information through my phone. I said if I was stealing people's information, if I had the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, if I possessed the ability to wait around, you know what I'm saying, wait for people, because her story was that she heard on the news that people would wait around for people to get a call, pull out their phone, steal their information while they're answering the call, and then, you know, somehow I done that whole trick in about 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I told her if I was stealing people's information, stealing money from people that fast, that quick, and with that knowledge, I would not be working here. I would be walking around Walmart, walking around the store, going anywhere where I'd probably be working in a phone store of all places if I was doing that shit. You know, if I were working, I would be working in a phone store just so you can call, so somebody could call you and then I can steal your damn information. Like, dude, so dumb. But old people believe the news. So like believe lies so easily. It's not just old people. It's some young people. And young people are kind of stupid too. If you believe anything, it kind of, I can't really put that blame on old people entirely. You know, because you got your TikTok therapist. You know what I'm saying? Bitches be coming up to me talking about some. Oh, if you're literally, I said what did I say? I said, man, I I wouldn't have called that dude sweet because that sounds gay. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have called a dude sweet because it's calling a dude sweet sounds gay as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it does. I don't know what sentence where I can use, oh man, dude, you're so sweet. That sounds gay as hell. If some dude said, oh, Kosi, oh, I'm that guy, you're so sweet. I'm like, dude, you got a crush on me? What's going on? You got a crush on me? Like, bro, you're weird. You're weird. Why are you using sweet to describe me? But she was like, "Yeah, well, if you're securing your masculinity, blah 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 blah." I'm like, dude, I know you got that shit from TikTok University. You know what I'm saying? I get the same fucking shit on my Instagram reels where these bitches, these dumb bitches, be talking about they're secure with their masculinity, so now dudes can go around saying gay shit because oh, I know I'm straight. I know I'll never smash a dude. That means I could call a dude cute. It's like, dude, you're gay. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird. If you're straight, why would you ever want to call a dude cute? Why would you ever find another man attractive if you're straight? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. You're straight, so that means you could say gay shit? I don't know, man. I don't know. It sounds pretty gay to me. It sounds pretty gay to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attracted to kids. That means I can say pedophilic shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, that makes no sense. I'm insecure in the fact that I'm not attracted to children. That means I can say pedophilic shit. It's like, dude, no, no, not at all. That's not how it works. So weird people be thinking like this. People actually, I don't argue with people that think like this because I don't believe there's any hope or point in arguing with them. You know?
This because I was both the floor supervisor and the cashier at the time. I tried to reason with her, explaining that there were security cameras pointed at each register and that I hadn't left my station for over half an hour. We had to wait for the police to arrive, which took about 20 minutes, long after the store had closed. We were all miserable and just wanted to go home. All I could do was apologize profusely to the woman. Eventually, a lone police officer arrived, and the woman already seemed frustrated. The officer took our statements, reviewed the CCTV footage, and advised the woman to deactivate her card and visit the bank in the morning. Finally, the woman left, continuously threatening me, while the cop stayed with us for a few minutes, joking about the absurdity of the situation. What was the stupidest thing you've seen a grown adult get angry over? Once I encountered a woman who brought two children aged between 5 and 8 to the pop-up Halloween store where I worked. She allowed them to use her debit card to buy whatever they wanted. However, the son...
Okay. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I didn't even think about that. Like, I've lost my card many times. You know what I'm saying? If I was in that situation, the first thing I do if I lost my card is deactivate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, why would I sit there and accuse you of stealing my card? If I think you have my card, I'm not even going to confront you about it. I'll just deactivate my card and then it's just a piece of plastic in your hand. You can't do shit with it. What was the point in arguing? But, you know, people do this. I don't feel like people argue with people and do this shit because in their real life they have no one else to talk to. They have no friends of their age. They just sit there in misery. So they have to fill in that interaction with any like they fill in that time with any type of interaction they can get, whether it be negative or positive, and they don't really care.
Men of Reddit, what is the evilest thing you did to an ex-girlfriend for revenge? I was just your average teenage guy, head over heels for my girlfriend. Little did I know she was playing me like a fiddle, cheating on me behind my back. But when I found out, revenge became my middle name. I had this crazy idea to slice things up in the...
Dude, so okay, chat. Is it gonna be a fake or real story? I don't know. Even as a teenager, you know, I still am a teenager, but even as a teenager, I'm not like I never even if when I got like get into relationships, I never think I don't know. A teenage like even in high school and middle school, I always had this mentality like even if I were to get into a relationship, like the it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like if she cheated on me, so what? It doesn't matter. I'm in high school. I have still like a good long years left to live. I don't really care. And plus a high school relationship I think is just to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Just to joke around.
in the bedroom, quite literally. I managed to get my hands on the hottest hot sauce known to mankind and decided to pull a sneaky move. I discreetly added a few drops to the rubber, thinking it would teach her a...
Okay, now he's stealing from fucking Drake, dude. This is what Drake did. It's a Drake story. Come on, man. Why are you stealing from Drake? Why? Dude, you're not in competition with Drake. You're not
Fiery
Drake.
lesson. Fast forward
Not
to our
Drizzy
next
Drake,
intimate
my boy.
encounter. Little did she know her vajayjay was about to get a taste of Dante's Inferno. As things heated
Yeah,
up,
you're
so did
weird.
she, but not in the way anyone would expect. Flames erupted, and let me tell you, it was a scene straight out of a freaking action movie. She freaked out, I freaked out, and there was chaos all around. Turns out she wasn't cheating on me after all. Yep, you heard that right. I had mistakenly assumed the worst, and my fiery revenge was directed at an innocent soul. Talk about a major oopsie. Part 2 in comments. Men of
Yeah, I could tell Drake did this shit. Major oopsie. Yeah, totally Drake moment, man.
Reddit. What happened when you yelled the N-word to a group of black men in public? Now let
Woo.
me make one thing clear. I'm no racist, but for some
Yeah. That's what all racists say. Let me make one thing clear, all right, buddy. I'm not a racist. It's just I think the superior race is.
stupid reason, my teenage brain thought it would be hilarious to yell out the N-word as a joke. So, with all the confidence of a
Dude,
dumb
racist
teenager, I shouted at the
I
top.
don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why more racist people don't get into comedy. You know what I'm saying? Just because of all the jokes that you guys have. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy to see you guys say some outlandish shit and then say it's a joke. You know? I don't know why you guys just don't go on the road and get into comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the jokes you guys have in your arsenal. You know? All the dark humor. You know? I don't understand it. You guys should be top of the billboards, you know what I'm saying? Top of the comedy billboards.
Of my lungs. It's like time stood still for a moment and the world around me froze. But here comes the twist, and trust me, it's a doozy. Turns out those guys weren't just any group of black men, they were undercover cops. Yeah, you heard me right. My joke landed me in a whole new level of trouble. I thought I was being funny, but now I was about to face the consequences. These undercover cops surround me, and I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. They give me the sternest, most intimidating look I've ever seen. I'm sweating buckets, trying to come up with some excuse or apology, but nothing can save me
I
from
would
this
say
mess.
start
One of the
acting
cops,
autistic
this
or
burly
retarded.
guy with a stone-cold expression, breaks the silence by bursting into laughter. He gives me a tap on the back and says, "You ain't my neighbor, buddy," and walks away.
Wow, he said
Introverts on
neighbor
Reddit.
instead
What
of
was
the
the
actual
weirdest thing
N-word.
about losing your virginity? So I'm at this party and we are playing Spin the Bottle. We are all a bit drunk. The rule, whoever the bottle points to, I have to get it on with them in the closet. Sounds wild, right? Well, here's where things take an
That is not how
unexpected
spin the ball works. That is not how spin the ball works. That is not how spin the ball works. It's a kiss. It's a kiss. I've never played. I've never played spin the ball. I've gotten plenty of kisses before. From the TV I watch, spin the ball is not sex. It's a kiss. I don't know how he managed to conjure up this one from out his hat, but continue.
turn. The bottle spins, spinning and spinning, my heart pounding in my chest. And guess whose luck shines brighter than a supernova? It lands on the stunning Daisy, a girl I've secretly crushed on for ages. I'm
Of
freaking out inside.
course, of course. Lands on your crush. What are the odds? You know what I'm saying? You spin the ball with your crush. And what are the odds it lands on her? You know, you can't make this shit up, man.
Trying to act cool on the outside. We exchange nervous smiles, and before we know it, we're in that dark, cramped closet. But here's the twist,
All of a
folks. As
sudden,
soon
right? Big booty cheeks and honkers incoming.
as the door closes, a power outage hits the house, plunging us into pitch black darkness. Panic ensues, but we manage to find each other in the chaos. Then, out of the blue, Daisy lets out a shriek. She is touching my manhood, and it felt so
Out of the blue, chat. Out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, out of the blue, no explanation at all, she starts going in.
good. However,
Power outage. She don't care, damn it. The earth could be falling around you, ground crumbling, sky falling, but shit, you gonna still get it on.
Daisy thought it was a worm, but I told her it wasn't. She gets on her knees and starts doing her magic. After I received some of the best head in my
Yeah. She thought it was a worm, and then you said no, that's you know what I'm saying. Then she starts getting to work instantly, spontaneously, drops to her knees. Damn it, drops to her knees like she's about to, she
entire
doing.
life. We exit the closet. Despite the mishap, Daisy and I became the best of friends. Introverts
I
on
have
Reddit.
no
What was
idea how
the
that happened. My friends don't give
male
me head.
only fans create?
I don't. How do you guys have that shit? Do you guys really be having friends that you be sleeping around with? I mean, I know you guys got friends with benefits, but it's like if somebody does that to me, I'm not gonna consider them my friend. Like, bro, we're not hanging out together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we could hang out, but it's not like you can't hang out with the actual gang, bro. You know that. You know where you are. You know your place. You're not hanging out with the gang. You know what I'm saying? You're not hanging out with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Can't hang out with the troop. You know what I'm saying? After you give me head, you know what I'm saying? That the homies don't give head, bro. Even the girl homies don't be giving head. If girls homie break their back, they gotta get sacked. You know what I'm saying? They can't be in the group anymore. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Oh God. National Police and Troop Association been begging me for money. Begging. I'm like,
Creators of
jeez.
Reddit.
I'm poor. Don't you understand? Male OnlyFans creators of Reddit. Has anyone ever recognized you in public before?
Has anyone ever recognized you in public before? I
All
was
the
out
time,
grabbing a
chat.
quick coffee at my favorite local spot, rocking my hoodie and sunglasses, feeling all incognito. As I waited in line, I noticed this girl giving me the eye. But as I reached the cashier, she blurted out, "Hey, aren't you that OnlyFans dude?" My heart dropped, and I could
Alright, chat. That's the day I become violent. I smacked the shit out of her. I don't know what the hell you talking about. Accusing me of being OnlyFans. What the hell? I don't even know what an OnlyFan is. You know what I'm saying? The only fan I am is of the Lord. So you might have seen me in your local church, temple, but you know how it be. Nah, dude. She said I can recognize them hands anywhere.
feel my face turning the same shade as a ripe tomato. The entire cafe went quiet and all eyes were on me. Part of me wanted to deny it and run out of there, but in that split second, I decided to embrace it.
Nope, I would deny. No, I'm
So I
not.
flashed my biggest smile and said, "Yeah, guilty as charged." The entire place erupted in laughter and applause.
Oh my fucking god. Why do they lie, chat? Why do they lie? Laughter and applause. Laughter and applause. Holy shit. I have never seen a place erupt in laughter and applause. Like, unless we're at a concert or a comedy thing, stand up comedy, I've never seen that shit before. Laughter and applause. All right.
I mean, who would have thought that a random coffee shop encounter would turn into a mini fan club gathering? She then asked if
A
we
fan
could
club gathering. So it was not just her, it was multiple people.
engage
Okay.
in some intimate activities. Now, as a teenager, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't intrigued by the idea, but I was also taken aback, unsure of how to react. We made plans to meet at my place later that day, and let's just say things got steamy real quick. I won't go into explicit detail.
No, a laughter and applause is all we need. Motherfucker really did that. Everyone clapped. My guy really said everyone clapped, bro. Dude, if you haven't been catching up, if you just tuning in, dude, on these Reddits, on these Reddit posts, they have a little joke going on where anytime it's an unrealistic story, they'll say everyone laughed, everyone clapped. You know what I'm saying? Or a random person, a random celebrity came and gifted them a lot of money. An extraordinary amount of money. Crazy, man.
Reddit, what is the weirdest hole that you stuck your thing into? I had this cool and quirky teacher, Miss
Whew.
Jenkins. She was always
Yep.
up for a laugh and had this weird habit of wiggling her ear when she got excited. Anyways, one fateful day, my buddies dared me to stick my thing into the weirdest hole possible. Ignoring all common sense, I hatched a brilliant plan. I knew Miss Jenkins would wiggle her ear during our class's hilarious
Chat, is this gonna be cap? Is this gonna be big booty cheeks, applause and laughter, honkers, and all of this? I think all of a sudden is about to appear.
history reenactment. So during a heated moment when she was lost in her own world, I saw my opportunity and seized it. I discreetly positioned myself, aimed carefully, and went for it. In that split second, my world turned upside down. The shock hit me like a ton of bricks, and I froze in a mix of terror and disbelief. As you can imagine, chaos ensued. Miss Jenkins shrieked in horror. The class erupted in laughter, and I was left standing there, my face burning red as a fire truck. The embarrassment was next level and I wished I could just crawl into a hole and disappear forever. She held me after class, cheeks still flushed, and said, "Kid, that was one hell of a way to get my attention, but let's keep it in the history books, shall we?" Reddit, what is the weirdest hole that
They even try to figure it out. Dude, they even try to make it sound real, bro. They even tried. They even tried. They were just lying, bro. Why? Why do they even do this? They even try to make it sound real.
Reddit, who did you get pregnant that you wish you
And
didn't? So, there I was, chilling at home, minding my own business, when I heard a loud noise coming from the laundry room. I rushed over to find my stepsister, let's call her Jess, stuck inside the washing machine. Now, I know what you're thinking, and it
all of a sudden,
wasn't
big
as
booty
creepy
cheeks
as it
coming.
sounds. She needed help, and being the responsible stepbrother that I am, I tried to free her. But here's where things took a hilarious turn as I was trying.
Okay. Now we got to add a fourth one. So we got all of a sudden, all right. You have big booty cheeks. You have honkers. That's three. And then we gotta have a hilarious turn, a turn of events. You know what I'm saying? All right, things spun off like how you wouldn't even imagine.
Trying to wiggle her out, I couldn't help but notice that her booty was looking mad fine. It was like a magnetic.
Okay, I told you the four deadly sins are going to initiate the lie of hell. The four deadly sins are going to initiate the lie of hell. He already had it, stepsis. We already saw what was going down, and then we were like, maybe this man could just be like, so I came up to her and I've seen laundry machines. I've seen laundry machines. Unless you're the size of a damn hippopotamus, there should not be a way to get stuck in one of those. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to get stuck in one of those.
Force pulling me in. I don't know what came over me, but in that moment of madness, I made a questionable decision. I stuck it inside while she was stuck. I know, it sounds insane, but trust me, it gets even crazier. Fast forward a few weeks and Jess starts feeling sick. We all thought it was just a random bug until she took a pregnancy test. Guess what? She was pregnant.
Yep, you know.
Reddit, how did you lose your virginity at the family gathering? My sister and I were lounging by the pool, soaking up the sun, when things took a turn for the unexpected.
Okay, yeah, see, the turn of events initiates the lie of hell. The lie of hell is incoming.
Out of nowhere, my pet dog, Buster, starts going crazy and jumps into the pool. Being the responsible pet owner that I am, I dive in to save him. As I come up for air, I realize something jaw-dropping. There in front of everyone, I lock eyes with my dad, who had just jumped in too. Yeah, you heard that right. My dad. Now, I know what you're thinking, but trust me, it's not what it seems. We were just trying to save Buster. The awkwardness was off the charts, and I could practically hear my sister's gasps of horror. But hey, it gets even crazier. Just as I'm trying to process the whole dog pool dad situation, my girlfriend sneaks up behind me. She'd been hiding the whole time, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise me. Well, surprise me she did. As she wraps her arms around me, everyone erupts into laughter. We head off to a small room and do the deed for the first time. Part 2 in comments. Reddit, how did you lose your virginity?
You know. Yeah, no. Dude, I have no clue what just happened. He told
When was
the
a time
story
when
and
you
then
were a
left
victim
out
of a
so
racial
many
stereotype?
things. It was impossible to tell what the hell was going on. It sounds crazy, but my dad jumped in the pool. I was just like, okay. And my girlfriend, she was hiding and had her arms wrapped around me. I'm like, dude, what's going on? I have no idea.
I'm an
what's
Asian
going on.
teenager, chilling at a local coffee shop, minding my own business. Suddenly, this white crusty hipster-looking guy walks up to me and goes, "Hey, do you know martial arts?" I couldn't believe it. This dude seriously thought I was a kung fu master just because of my race. But instead of getting all worked up, I decided to have some fun with it. I looked him dead in the eye and said, "You bet I do. Want to see a move?" Now, I've got to mention here that I'm about as athletic as a potato. But this guy didn't know that, so I stood up, pretended to focus my energy, and unleashed the most epic slow-motion karate chop you've ever seen. It was like something straight out of an old kung fu movie. Well, turns out this guy had a buddy recording the whole thing on his phone. Next thing I knew, my ridiculous karate move went viral. The video spread like wildfire. A few days later, a local martial arts academy saw the video and reached out to me, offering a scholarship to learn real martial arts. Part 2 in comment. When was a time when you were a victim of a racial stereotype? I'm an Asian teenager, chilling at a What's the most clever way to find out if your girlfriend is cheating on you? I had this gnawing feeling that my girl might be two-timing me, but I needed hard evidence. I got myself a tiny GPS tracker and planted it discreetly in her car. Sneaky, I know, but desperate times call for desperate measures. The tracker was linked to an app on my phone, which showed her every move in real time. It was like having a secret window into her life. Fast forward a week, and my suspicions seemed to be confirmed. The tracker showed her making frequent stops at a particular address, always for hours. My heart sank, and I couldn't shake off the thought of her with another guy. I decided it was time for a confrontation. One evening, as I sat in my car outside the address, I prepared myself for the worst. The door of the house swung open, and who stepped out? My own mother, wearing sunglasses and a fancy hat. I kid you not. My mom was the one my girlfriend had been spending so much time with. Apparently, they had been planning a surprise party for me, and they thought it would be hilarious to keep it a secret. What's the most clever way to find out if your girlfriend...
That's wholesome. That's nice. That's nice and wholesome. Man, bro doesn't even know her. Dude, that's what... Okay. Damn, he poked some good holes in that shit. He poked some good holes in that shit. Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. I said, damn, that's nice and wholesome. I took it as face value. You see what I'm saying? So easy to lie to motherfuckers. Even to me, bro. So easy to lie. Damn. Why the hell you don't know where your mom lives? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my gosh. Massive red flag. Ping a GPS tracker on someone's low disk space. Okay. Chat, if you don't know, I record all my videos for my stream so I can edit them up, you know what I'm saying? Send it to my editor, edit them up, whatever.
What was the worst advice you have ever received? In my early 20s, my stepdad encouraged us, meaning my sister, brother, and me, to max out our credit cards and then file for bankruptcy. Both my sister and brother followed his advice, but I didn't. He insulted me for years, calling me stupid. I also remember reading a thread about a man who told his girlfriend...
Why would you do that? Why? What advice? How would that be good? In what world would that be good? You don't get money from bankruptcy. What? What? Being retarded?
Every day that she stinks. She tried everything to get rid of the smell, washing 2 or 3 times daily, until she finally cracked and started screaming at him, asking what was smelling. Apparently, his father told him that if he tells a woman she smells every day, she'll be constantly clean. He took that as normal, good advice to live by. And then there was the suggestion to invest in DVDs because you can pawn them for cash when you need money. My husband needed a medical card after suffering from viral cardiomyopathy and heart failure. The social worker told me I should get pregnant so we could qualify for help with his medical costs. I was 24 and living in Ohio. I was horrified by her suggestion and all the help she listed that we could receive if I got pregnant. At the time, my husband was in the ICU recovering from heart surgery. I walked out of there feeling utterly disgusted. What was the worst advice you have ever received?
In my early 20s. Confused on what the hell is happening. I don't even know.
Former spoiled rotten kids, when did the real world really hit you? I wasn't exactly spoiled, but I did grow up in an extremely privileged family. My parents were well off, with my dad working as an academic.
That's how you know they're rich. That's how you know they're rich. You know, the 3 signs to know that somebody's rich, when they say it's not my money, it's my parents' money, they're fucking filthy rich, dude. Filthy rich. When they say I grew up in a privileged household and stuff, privileged household means they're stinking rich, dude. Dude, what else do rich people say to downplay their fucking wealth? Man, I have to work to earn my own money, dude. When they say shit that man, it's like they say shit that's man, wow, dude. If you're wealthy, just embrace it. Just embrace it, man. Just embrace it. Stop saying it's my parents' money, not my money. Alright, then get your homeless ass out your parents' house. So I can be there and use your parents' fucking money. Alright, since they like donating to fucking needy children all the damn time. Like, dude, you're wealthy. You're wealthy. By proxy, you're wealthy. Dude. I grew up in a privileged house. Yeah, just because my parents are when they said I'm just well off, ooh, they fucking rich, dude. Stink dead. Woo! Boy, I can smell
and my mom is a lawyer. At the age of 17, I decided to get a job as a supporter at a hotel. My plan was to save up money for some travel before starting university. I chose to visit Indonesia and found myself staying...
This is the problem. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? What rich people do? They're like, They're like, oh, I'm gonna save up money. Oh, I work for my dad. I work for my dad. I work for my dad. I'm like, how much you get paid? How much you get paid? They pay me. Like, they'll downplay it. They'll be like, oh, they pay me like $20 an hour. When they're actually getting like $1,000 every single day. You know what I'm saying? $1,000. They're, you know what I'm saying, going crazy with the money. Talking about, oh yeah, save up for a trip to Indonesia. How long did that saving up take you? 3 months, dude. 3 months.
At a
Probably flew in
decent
first
hotel near
class
the Bo
too.
Temple. On my first night there, I was uncertain about the local customs regarding tipping, so when I finished my meal, I discreetly left a $5 bill under my plate. As the
Oh,
waitress cleared the plates
stingy
and
as
I started to walk away, she suddenly became frantic, thinking I had accidentally left the money there. Although she didn't speak much English, I managed to convey that it was intended as a tip. However, she couldn't hold back her emotions and completely broke down. I was utterly confused by her reaction,
yeah.
as it
Don't
was
tip.
just a small amount of money. When I returned to my room, I made the mistake of Googling the median wages in that area. I discovered that the average salary, not even the minimum wage, was around 3,000 US dollars per year. To put things into perspective, I had earned in just 2 hours at my minimum wage. Former spoiled rotten kids, when did the real world really hit you?
Dude,
I wasn't
yeah, yeah. Former. No, he still is. Anyway, Chad, this is gonna be the last one.
What do teachers do with a student who smells bad? It was awful. So I went to the drugstore and bought 2 packages of personal hygiene products for boys, about $12 each. Shampoo, deodorant,
Damn,
toothpaste, and
he
brush,
says
two
I'm gonna
bars
take
of soap,
matters into his
shaving
own
cream,
hands.
razor, cone nail clippers. I gathered everything. I even added a larger bottle of shampoo and a couple of small boxes of laundry detergent. After the last class, I pulled the boy aside and told him he had a prize coming for his improved notebook entries. It could have been for being on time every day for a week, giving the best answer to question 3, or simply for being quiet on a day when I had a headache. I made up something believable. Then I approached his friend and gave him a similar but different lie. They walked off comparing the items. The next day, the boy came back sparkling clean with shiny hair. Problem solved. Other people in unrelated jobs would pay $25 to make their workplace run better. That's what I did. What do teachers do with a
Wow,
student who smells bad? It was awful. So I went
wow. Chad, if you were ever that student, hey man, thank you to that teacher. He probably didn't even couldn't afford that shit. So that's pretty good, man. That's a W teacher right there. Make sure my not happen. That anytime a
bottle. We are all a bit drunk. The rule, whoever
student
creepy
keeps
as it
coming.
sounds. She needed help, and being the responsible stepbrother that I am, I
Wow.
tried to free her. But here's where things took a hilarious
Blink sky falling.